Hello, friends, and thank you as always for visiting the Legend Sports Universe YouTube channel. Legend Sports Universe, where legends play forever. This is an exhibition game for the upcoming Franchise Stars Baseball League project I am developing for MLB The Show. That is MLB The Show 22, not 23. The new version of the game does not allow for year-to-year saves, so the work I've put into this project would not transfer to the new game. So I will be sticking with MLB The Show 22 for now. But this exhibition game between the Yankees and the A's, we can talk about the project. I'll kind of go over some things throughout the game tied to the project, but this will be pretty much a straight game broadcast. Getting close to completion on the first stage of the project, getting everybody into the game and rated, and then it will be tweaks and adjustments. The goal is to have opening day. I'm targeting March 1st. I want it at the latest March 15th. It'll be somewhere within that window, depending how many tweaks and stuff like that I have to make. So you see here, Rube, Waddell getting the start for the A's. Ron Guidry will get the start for the Yankees. See Derek Jeter stepping in. So again, if you are unfamiliar with this project at all, I decided I wanted to do a career mode kind of thing, and I want to do something a bit different than what I usually do here with the Legend Sports Universe as Jeter grounds out to short to open up the game. Everything else, as we take a look here at the Yankees lineup, Jeter, Williams, and Gehrig, Judge, Keller, and Musial, Elston Howard, Gilmick, Dugald, and Will Conroy at third base. So if you follow the Legend Sports Universe as Bernie Williams stands in here, you know that with all the other leagues that I do, the football league and the basketball and the hockey, it's basically a massive pool of the best players in history. I should even say relevant players. It goes deeper than just the best guys. And they get all thrown together into an opening pool for a fantasy draft. The guys who don't make the fantasy draft come in future years. So it gives a career element to the league. But they always end up with fictional teams that I've made up. I've made up uniforms. I've made up logos, etc. I want to do something with the authentic teams, with the real teams. I thought like people might identify with that a little bit better than they do with the other setups, and baseball seemed like the best league to do that with, as Williams grounds out to short here for the second out here in the first inning. So I decided to set this up as each team gets a 100-player pool, as Lou Gehrig stands in for the Yankees. It is their 8 best players based on WAR at each of the infield positions, plus catcher. As they put the shift on Gehrig there. You can see the infield: Baker, Campaneris, Green, and Fox. I think that was Green. Actually, was that Green or Danny Murphy? I actually looked away from the screen for a moment. But so the pool is 100 players. It's the top 8 at catcher in each of the infield positions, the top 20 outfielders, the top 25 starting pitchers, and the top 15 relievers. And from that, a random generator spit out the opening 40-man roster that for season 1 of the Franchise Stars Baseball League will be that team's roster. The other 60 guys all will enter the league eventually. Lou Gehrig here drawing the walk. Now I'll bring up Aaron Judge. All the players will get into the league eventually. So, like I had a guy today, he goes, "Oh, how do the Pirates not have Mazeroski?" Because he saw the post that I've made on Facebook, but he didn't actually read the post. He just looked at the images. So Mazeroski is on their 100-player list. He's just not on the opening 40. The Yankees draw, for example, which we can get into here a little bit if we want to. The Yankees didn't get Ruth, Mantle, or DiMaggio in their opening 40. That's just the way the random spreadsheet spit it out. Ruth, Mantle, and DiMaggio are ultimately going to come to the Yankees over the course of this league, of this franchise over time. They just aren't on the starting 40 for the first season. So if you don't see a guy, you're wondering who the hell is Will Conroy playing third base for the Yankees? That kind of thing. Or Win Conroy. If you're not familiar with these guys, and particularly as we start getting to some of the franchises that don't have as deep a history too. Although actually, it's probably the deeper franchises that'll throw people more, because there's a lot of your franchises like the Pirates and the Reds and the Yankees and the A's, and have guys who go back to the 1900s and the 1910s who people just may not know about. So it's kind of going to be a bit of a historic journey. Too, if you've played out of the park baseball, you'll know as Waddell strikes out Judge to end the inning. So North, Henderson, and Fox will come up in the bottom half of the first for Oakland. Yankees go down scoreless in the top half. See Ron Guidry here taking the mound for the Yankees. That is the Legends version of Ron Guidry that's with the game. That'll ultimately be overwritten by a created Ron Guidry, because I don't want guys to start with their career stats. And also the Legends in MLB The Show, while they look great, they all start at kind of different ages. So that's like the 31-year-old version of Ron Guidry. Well, why am I going to want to start somebody in a franchise that I want to go on for 15, 20, 25 seasons or more? Why am I starting them at 31? I want them to start at 22 and have a full career. A note here, just as I see Bill North leading off for the A's here about the lineups. I didn't bother setting lineups. I put the guys on the 40-man roster, and then I had it automatically go and do it, because that's how the game engine is going to do it anyway. I can set all the rosters I want right now and all the lineups, but the game will automatically change them as soon as it starts playing. So I just didn't bother altering it. So with Ricky Henderson in the lineup, not seeing him lead off is a little bit weird. Obviously, he's 99, he's top speed, he's everything, he's rated appropriately, but he also does have a little bit of pop, and the game seems to take guys who have a little bit of pop, and even if they are leadoff guys, we'll put them down somewhere in the order. Here's Henderson stepping in with one away, batting in the 2-hole. Against righties, I think Henderson actually bats third. I think they put Campaneris up there to bat behind North. So Guidry working to Henderson behind 1-0 in the count. Misses there, low and inside, 1-1. We'll start talking about each of these two teams' 40-man rosters in a bit. I recorded this earlier on today. I'm actually working now, so if you're watching this, I'm probably in the live chat as I can peek in there while I work. Hopefully, you guys are able to enjoy your Valentine's night with your significant other. If you're watching this after that, that's fine too. My wife and I celebrated this past weekend because of my horrible work schedule. As that one is pulled down the line, just foul. Just outside the bag. Wid Conroy not able to get to that one. Full count to Henderson. Fouls another one off. So Henderson and Guidry locked in a good battle here with one out in the bottom of the first. That one up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. So great at bat from Henderson. And the speedy Ricky is on. Elston Howard is behind the plate for the Yankees in this one. Guidry barely gets out of the way. So here's Jimmy Fox. Oakland's draw, again, these are both really deep franchises, so even a mediocre draw for the Yankees and the A's would yield really solid teams. Like the Yankees really didn't get a great draw in their 40-man in the grand scheme of things, but it's still a very formidable roster. Oakland got a terrific draw. They have one of the best draws they may have the best draw of any of the teams, actually, as far as their starting 40. They've really, really got a good squad here. And Jimmy Fox brings that to mind because they also got Mark McGwire. So basically what they're doing is they're playing Fox at first and they're DHing McGwire to get the best of both worlds in that situation. Guidry ahead of Fox, though, 0-2 here. Breaking ball, just foul. Did a exhibition game when I first started work on this a couple of months ago with the Tigers and the A's, and Jimmy Fox wore out poor Jack Morris, hit 3 home runs in that game and just missed a 4th. And I believe it was Willie Horton caught at the wall. Fastball misses up high. I wish you could edit the managers in MLB The Show, but alas, you cannot. So Henderson at first, he has not gone yet. 1-2 count. That one down in the dirt. Henderson still not going. Count now 2-2. That one pulled down third. Oh, nice pick. Wade Conroy. That's okay. Make fun of me. That's what he says. I'll show you. So they see North, Henderson, Fox, McGwire, Baker, and Reggie. Wally Shang, Burt Campaneris. Mike Gallego, actually, getting the appearance. That's right, I don't think Danny Murphy made this squad. Gallego on the 40-man. Obviously, Danny Murphy, a very solid player. Historically, is on the all-time group. The giant pool of 100. So here's McGwire with a man on. Pitch out. Henderson dives back into first. No throw down there from Elston Howard. So this is mullet Mark McGwire. Going with the old A's version. 2-man down, still here in the first. I simmed this one before without using quick counts as Henderson goes. Throw not going to be nearly in time. Stolen base for Ricky. He gets in there, and even with the lefty Guidry, no shot of throwing out Henderson. So runner in scoring position now for McGwire. 2 men down. 1-1 the count. Just off the plate inside, 2-1. Guidry looks in for the side again. Henderson taking his lead. Doesn't figure to be running with 2 outs. That one right on the corner. At the knees. Guidry keeping the ball down. Gets the count level at 2-2. Henderson takes his lead again. Guidry delivers. Fouled back by McGwire. Barely got a piece of that. McGwire able to stay alive. I got to think that Guidry's going to go to the slider here. We'll see. 2-2 count. Buries one down in the dirt. Good block there by Elston Howard. Frank home run Baker looms on deck. Full count. Here to big Mark McGwire. Guidry delivers. Down low, fouled again. So the A's making Guidry work in this first inning. Running that pitch count up significantly. Guidry looks in again. McGwire fouls off yet another one. 25 pitches already for Guidry. Not an optimal situation for the Yankees. Good at bat here from McGwire. Guidry not giving in. Slider just misses off the plate. Tried to backdoor him. Doesn't get the call. McGwire's down at first. 2 men on, and here's home run Baker. Breaking ball there. Baker completely fooled on that one. That locked him up. 0-1 the count. So every player in the league will start at 22 years of age. I guess there might be a couple of exceptions where if the game... I mentioned before about the Legends ages kind of being all over the place and not wanting to use the older versions. There are a couple of Legends that are younger than 22. I will let those Legends stay in the game. I think like there's a 20-year-old version as Frank Homer and Baker is just chewed up by Ron Guidry there to end the first. So Guidry labors in the first, but doesn't break. We're done with one. Yankees and A's scoreless. I think there's like a 20-year-old Clayton Kershaw version. I think the Bryce Harper, there might be a young Bryce Harper version. So a few guys. So those guys I'll let stay in the game because their models look better than anything that I'm going to create. But like I said, I don't want guys, I don't want to start guys with 32-year-old Tom Seaver. Well, what the hell am I going to use 32-year-old Tom Seaver for and lose 10 years of him? It just doesn't really make a lot of sense. So the count is 1-0 to Charlie Keller here in the top of the second. Waddell delivers. Fly ball, center field. They had him shifted. This one's in the gap. Long, long run. North is not going to get there. So Charlie Keller with a double out into left center to lead things off for the Yankees here in the top of the second. Big time shift there. Keller takes what they give him. Slices that one north. Plays it very, very well on the track. But still, easy double for Charlie Keller. So here's Bob Musial. Fastball misses inside, ball one. So again, Bob Musial was a fine player. We talked before about the Yankees not getting the optimal draw, given the depth of their roster. Mantle, Ruth, DiMaggio staying on the 100-man for now, not being on the 40-man to start things off. But Bob Musial is a very fine player. So, the Yankees have that luxury. Other teams who don't get the pool that they want have a much tougher row to hoe than the Yankees do here. So 2-1 count to Musial. Waddell working, the Oakland crowd, which they haven't seen in years, trying to coax them to get through the inning here. So Waddell gives up the leadoff double. 3-1 delivery, Waddell with the high heat. Blows Musial away. So full count. Waddell looks in again. Bears back, delivers. Off-speed pitch, completely frozen. Musial goes down looking. Second strikeout for Waddell. So you see the pitch sequence here. Fastball, curveball, fastball, another fastball, and then drops that curve in there after 3 straight heaters. So here's Elston Howard with 1 out. Runner still on second. Howard pulls this one down to third base line, but foul. Waddell now working 0-1. Fastball just off the inside corner. 1-1 the count. 1 man down. Fastball high and inside. Howard swings under it for the second strike. So Waddell trying to battle back after giving up the leadoff double to Keller. Struck out Musial. Now dealing with Howard here. He's ahead of him 1-2. Fastball right at the letters and down goes Howard. So Rube Waddell, a terrific job to the last 2 hitters. Fanning them both. He's got 3 strikeouts now. Not quite letter high. I exaggerated that a bit. Up above the belt. But regardless, not what Howard was looking for. So now here comes Gil McDougall. Second baseman. As he will try to get Keller home as the Yankees look to not waste the leadoff double. Popped up, fouled straight back. 1-1 the count. Waddell gets the sign, looks Keller back. Goes down low with it. Misses the mark, 2-1. Delivery here. Fouled off, 2-2. So Waddell, once again, after striking out the last two, gets to 2 strikes here on McDougall. 2-2 count. McDougall is going to have to defend it against anything close. And he defends all right. Lines this one deep to right. Not deep enough, though. Reggie Jackson retreats, puts it away, and the side is retired. Yankees fans know Reggie well. But he qualifies as a member of the A's in this one. Yankees threaten but do not score. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Oakland and the Yankees still scoreless. So here comes Reggie Jackson to lead things off in the bottom of the second. Guidry looking in. Jackson waggles the bat slightly. Slider misses low and away. 1-0 the count. Guidry threw a ton of pitches in that first inning, 29 of them. He could use a quick inning here. Jackson swings and misses. 4 fake umpires manning the bases. Remember the old bases loaded game for the Nintendo? And the way the scoreboard had it, and they had ump names on there, but it could only handle 3 characters. It was like yuck, dumb, boo, and bum, or something ridiculous like that. Dating myself, of course. That's 1980-something. As Jackson swings and misses, 3rd strikeout for Guidry.
Batting 7, the catcher, number 8.
Breaking ball there, and Jackson misses this by a Golden Gate Bridge length. So here's Wally Shang. 1 man down as Guidry delivers. Fastball catches the corner at the knees. Shang, if I remember right, he was a close pick, I think, between whether he was going to go to the A's or the White Sox, but the A's got the better of it. I don't remember if he ranked either slightly higher on the list or if it was just their ranking was the same, but his WAR was a little bit higher with Oakland. Shot down the first base line, picked by Gehrig. Gehrig gets over there, takes it himself, 2 men down. So Guidry, after 29 pitches in the first, has gotten the first 2 here in the second on only 7. In a bit of cruel irony, the 40-man roster for the Yankees from that master pool of 100, taken along with Lou Gehrig, was Wally Pipp. As Campaneris ground ball to short, Jeter scoops it up, throws to over to Gehrig, and the side is retired. So a much easier inning there for Ron Guidry. Got to fix Bert Campaneris. He needs to. Campaneris had a bit of a longer face and stuff like that than that. It's not terrible, Campaneris, but the faces in this will all have, including the ones that I made, will all have kind of varying degrees of accuracy. Some are really good, some are pretty good, some are not great, and I probably have to adjust them. I think the early ones that I did will probably fall closer to that category. The more recent ones I've done, I think, all kind of fall into the pretty good category. You know, I don't need them perfect. There are guys who are great at doing the faces. My strength is ratings. more than the faces. But I've now gotten the faces as Reggie comes running towards the line to put that one away for the first out here in the third. My rating system is pretty intricate, and my spreadsheets have been kind of formed and tested and retested and work well. As Jeter comes up here, who rounded out his first time up. But I've gotten to at least be decent enough with the faces. I'm like, all right, yeah, I can tell who that is. So I'm good enough for what I'm doing here. Most of the top players, thankfully, were made by guys who do faces better than I do. So most of the faces I've had to do are kind of filler guys, which has certainly helped. I'm trying to compile my list of people who I've used their rosters already existing for MLB The Show to kind of get guys from their sets to save me having to make faces and all that kind of stuff. As Jeter chases a high fastball, Waddell blows him away for his fourth strikeout. I want to make sure. I don't have the names of everybody who I took like a single face from the vault or a couple faces from the vault, but anybody who did like a year roster set that I was able to go into and take a bunch of guys out for, I will make sure that I want to give those guys credit when this project is ultimately done. Because like I said, I did all the ratings myself, because I always do, but doing not having to create the faces for all these guys certainly was a significant time saver, and anything that saves me time is something I greatly appreciate. This shot lined out in the right. Reggie plays it, gets it back in, but Bernie Williams is on with a 2-out single. Williams lashes this one the other way. So 2 men down. Here's Gehrig. Throw over to Fox. Bernie Williams not really going anywhere. Bernie Williams, a very, very solid player. Very, very solid hitter. One of the worst base runners I've ever seen in my life. He was atrocious on the bases. What's also atrocious to Oakland fans is that shot from Lou Gehrig. I don't even know where that thing landed, but Lou Gehrig absolutely obliterates that pitch from Rube Waddell, and the Yankees have taken a 2-0 lead here in the top of the third. So the Iron Horse absolutely crushes this ball. Wham! See you later. Look at this thing go. Out into the second deck and right. So the Yankees take a 2-0 lead here with 2 down in the third. Here's Aaron Judge. Ground ball. Foul outside the bag. Delivery there. Breaking ball. Barely gets a piece of it. So Waddell ahead of Judge 0-2. Fastball misses down low. 1-2 the count now. Waddle delivers. Breaking ball just down low. That's the kind of pitch Judge gets rung up on a lot. Not this time, though. 2-2 the count. This will be Waddle's 50th pitch. Judge hits this one well to left. Henderson plays it on the hop, but Judge with the single. So Waddle kind of has to regroup himself here a little bit. Judge puts a good move on that ball. Laced out there, Ricky gets it in quickly. Almost as quickly as the ball got to him. Here's Charlie Keller. Keller doubled his first time up. Into the gap out in the left center. See if they're still playing as much of a shift as they did in that first at bat. It ultimately proved to burn them. Had they been playing even relatively straight away, Bill North gets to that ball. Oh, 1 delivery. Curveball in the zone. Strike 2. Waddell gets the sign. And the pitch. Swung on and missed down in the dirt. Shang will have to throw it to first. They get him. And the side is retired. But Lou Gehrig strikes in a big way. 2-run homer. Yankees take a 2-0 lead. We head to the bottom of the third. So I got to check, and this is one of the reasons why I keep on doing these sims, to see if there's little things that I may very well have missed going through this. So Mike Bordick is in there. For one thing, I'm not sure why they're saying the wrong name for him broadcasting-wise. I don't even know what name they're spewing out there. As Bordick grounds out. Too short for the first out. So here's Bill North. So they got Bordick playing second, but the roster has second baseman on it. So I have to double check why that is happening. I don't even remember Mike Bordick really playing second base in his career. One of the things I'm doing in this set is to kind of prevent stuff like this from happening, actually, is so you can pick a guy's primary position and then you can pick his secondary position. And for secondary, sometimes it has multiple choices. It can be 2B/3B/shortstop. It can be general infield, general outfield, first base, outfield, whatever. But I'm trying not to give guys a secondary position unless they played that position at least 20% of the time in their careers. And the reason that I'm doing it that way is because I don't want the game to start screwing with lineups, because a guy who may have played 7 games at second base, a third baseman who played 7 games at second base, gets rated for second base as a secondary position, and then they decide to go the MLB The Show AI whatever decides to play that guy as the starting second baseman. It just kind of ruins the legitimacy, for lack of a better term, of the set. So that's why I'm doing it that way. It's got to be a place that he actually legitimately played. This shot down the right field line, that's going into the corner, and here go the wheels. Pulling in at second with a double, kind of a little bit surprised that North did not try to go for the triple there, but he will take his double. Judge gets there pretty quickly and does play it off the wall well. So 1-out double. Here's Ricky Henderson. Henderson singled up the middle his first time up. Oakland trying to answer the Yankees 2 runs in the top half of the inning. Henderson waiting for Guidry's delivery. 0-1 pitch. Slider on the outside corner, 0-2. So Guidry gets ahead of Henderson. Now Henderson will have to be a little bit defensive here. Lined up the middle, and that's a base hit, and Guidry's going to wish he had that pitch back. An 0-2 slider that caught way too much plate. Henderson hangs with it, lines it into center to bring North home. The A's are on the board. They've cut the deficit to 2-1. The pitch had some movement, but that is right down the middle of the plate. So Guidry will kick himself over that one. Here's Jimmy Fox. Now the question is, will Henderson be trying to go? Yankees think he will. They go for the pitch out. Henderson stays at first, though. 1-0 the count to Fox. They go for the pitch out again. So the Yankees very much aware of Ricky Henderson and his base stealing prowess at first. Guidry delivers. Fastball. Down low. That one looked like it was right around the knees to me. But it's a 3-0 count for Fox, with McGuire looming on deck. Fox fouls it off the other way. So 3-1 count now. As Guidry moves over the 50 pitch mark, both him and Waddell have both had to throw a lot of pitches in the early going. Swung on and missed. Nice low fastball there. Fox fans on it, and now the count is full. Pick off. They got Henderson picked off. Still gets a good break, and he's still safe. So Henderson broke. Guidry threw to first. But Henderson still able to swipe the bag. His second stolen base of the game. You can see Guidry rather irritated at the moment. Full count here to Fox. Looks Henderson back. Misses outside. 4-4. So now it's 2 men on, 1 man out. Here's Mark McGuire. The elephant trying to get the crowd going with whatever that is he's doing. Pretty sure that movement would probably get you thrown in jail if done by just a normally dressed human. Here's Ron Guidry. Facing McGuire. Slider. Off the outside corner. Henderson at second, Fox on first. So that was actually called a strike. I apologize. On the outside corner. So Guidry's ahead of McGuire 0-1. High fastball. That one's also called a strike. So McGuire not happy with either of those calls, but he's behind the count 0-2. Fastball misses up high. McGuire lays off. 1-2 the count. Line down the first base line past the diving Gehrig. Henderson will come around to score. Fox goes to third. Strong throw from Judge, but not in time. Runners at the corners. McGuire singles the other way, which he will not do frequently. Kind of inside-outed that pitch. Past Gehrig, who is playing a bit off the line, bringing the tying run home. We're tied at 2. Here's home run Baker. Baker struck out his first time up. Guidry blew him away. That breaking ball is in there for strike 1. So when I go through my pass, after I get all the players done, the last couple of expansion teams I've got to get in, I'll be going through, I'll be doing everybody's contracts, I'll be doing a bit of an equipment check, particularly for the old-time players. You know, making sure old-time guys aren't wearing elbow and shin guards and stuff like that. Just, you know, stuff that, little things that matter. And I'm sure that I will be, as the season goes on, once I actually get this started, I'll still see things like that I will then change in the league and on the master set that I will continue to update and load into the vault once it's done. Baker through the left-hand side, base hit. Fox comes in to score, and the A's have taken a 3-2 lead. So it's kind of come a little bit unglued for Guidry here in the third. And it all started with that 0-2 mistake pitch to Ricky Henderson. So now here's Reggie Jackson, who could turn things from bad to worse in a hurry here. First and second, 1 out. 3-2 Oakland. Henderson, ground ball to short. Jeter to McDougal. McDougal, bare hand throw on to first, 6-4-3. And Guidry and the Yankees certainly needed that. Guidry not happy, though, as he walks off the field. Well turned there. Good job by McDougal. Gets a great feed from Jeter. We head to the top of the fourth. It is 3-2. John Shamby, Chris Singleton, you guys are fired. So here's Musial to lead off here in the top of the 4th inning. A's hold a 3-2 lead. Yankees struck first on a Gehrig home run, but Oakland rallied for 3. Now Waddell staked to a lead. Gets ahead of Musial, 0-1. 54 pitches so far for Waddell. Breaking ball way outside. 1-1 the count. That one misses as well, so Waddell falls behind 2-1. Musial, very solid hitter. Gets a hold of this one, fly ball to left. It's not going to carry too far though. Henderson is under it. Puts it away for the first out of the inning. No Ricky Snatch Catch animation in the game, unfortunately. Here's Elston Howard. Howard struck out his first time up. So Waddell pretty much blew him away. Catchers on this Yankee squad. So try to bring them up here. Howard is retired by Jackson. Howard, Posada, and Gary Sanchez. Do not figure that Sanchez, although Sanchez will certainly get a call up. He can provide you some pop. You just don't want to put him anywhere near behind the plate. So here's Gil McDougall. McDougall 0-for-1. Second base crop. McDougall, Horace Clark, and Jimmy Williams, the second baseman on the Yankees 40-man roster. Again, it is a 40-man roster randomly selected from a random generator from the top 100 players. Pools were 8 at catcher in each of the infield positions, 20 outfielders, 25 starters, 15 relievers. Ground ball here, up the middle, ranging to his right. Bordick makes the play. Throw off target. That'll be an infield single for McDougall. I do have to check that because I don't remember Mike Bordick playing much second base, but I could be wrong there. Ground ball here to short. Flip to second for the force, and the side is retired. So Yankees get one on, but that's it. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Oakland continues to lead 3-2.
The Athletics, the catcher, number 8.
Here's Wally Shang. Shang grounded out his first time up. Delivery from Guidry. First pitch swinging. Fly ball to left. Musial's under it. Puts it away for the easy grab, and there's one away.
Now batting, shortstop, Bert Campaneris.
So that'll bring up Campaneris. Campaneris grounded out his first time up as well. His model looks much worse at the plate than much worse in the field than it does at the plate. As he grounds this one down, slaps it down to Gehrig, who fields it easily, takes it to the bag himself, and there are 2 men away. Yeah, Mike Bordick played a total of 125 games at second base in his career. So I was not completely delusional about that. Although he did play 95 games there for the A's in 1992. So it's possible, but he really shouldn't be rated at second base. Again, I'm doing ratings. Guy only gets eligibility for a position if he played 20% of the time there. And that's just to keep the game from getting the game engine, AI, whatever you want to call it, from getting a little wonky with the roster management. So Guidry ahead of Bordick here, 0-2. That one misses, 1-2 the count. Working quickly, fastball high, outside, a little above the belt. Bordick did not think it was a strike. Umpire doesn't care to argue with him. We head to the top of the 5th. Oakland holds on to a 3-2 lead. So here's Jeter. Jeter grounded out and struck out his first 2 times up. Delivery here from Waddell. Called strike, low and inside. Nothing Jeter could do with that, so he just lets it go. Fights one off down the first base line and foul. So Jeter behind 0-2. That's where you want to keep him. You want to keep him fighting from behind. Fine 2-strike hitter, of course. But you still get ahead, get him in trouble, and then you can get him to strike out on pitches like that. But that one is in the dirt, and Jeter, despite striking out, is pulled off the bag on the throw by Shang. So despite the strikeout, Jeter reaches here to lead things off for the Yankees in the top of the 5th. Here's Bernie Williams. Williams 1 for 2. He singled and scored. First pitch there, misses away. Waddell seems to have gone to that fastball away early in the count frequently. To this point, the Yankee outfield in its entirety, if you are wondering, as far as the 8 guys selected in the 40-man pool, it's Bernie, Bob Musial, Aaron Judge, who you have seen today, Charlie Keller, Tommy Henrich, Bobby Mercer, Roger Maris, and Tom Tresh. But like I said, if Baseball Reference has positions for guys, like where their outfield breakdown was. So like if a guy exclusively played right field, I don't have him entered as being able to play left field. If the game engine ends up doing that down the line, training him there, whatever, so be it. So that would explain to you why, for example, why Maris isn't playing out in right, or even Tommy Henrich. Tommy Henrich was a terrific hitter. A little fun factoid. My first job out of college, I was hired as an editor for a housing newspaper. It was basically we put out state newspapers for the mortgage broker associations in the different states. And I was flown out to cover a convention in Chicago, and one of the big banks there took me to baseball game, Wrigley Field, and they were based in Cleveland, and it was an Indians-Cubs game, and they had brought in as a special guest Bob Feller, and I basically sat there talking baseball with Bob Feller for 3 hours in a suite at Wrigley Field. It was about as good as it gets. An absolute thrill for me. So another error there for the A's, as they are trying to undo Waddell's work to this point. He's up to 75 pitches now here in the 5th. 1 out, first and second. Here's Aaron Judge. And Judge hits a high fly ball to the left. It's carrying right down the line. It's going to stay in the park. Henderson gets there. Gets the throw in. They will not try to tag. Judge did not miss that one by much. But Henderson on the track puts it away. And now it's going to be up to Charlie Keller. Keller 1 for 2 with a double. Back in the second inning. Waddell delivers. Fastball foul back. He's ahead 0-1. So many great players not taken in the opening 40-man roster for the Yankees. They're going to have plenty of depth coming down the pipeline for years to come. 0-2 count. Pitch in the dirt. Nobody goes. That one blocked well by Shang. 1-2 delivery. Breaking ball, fouled off again. So Keller trying to hang in. 1-2 count here. That was the 80th pitch for Waddell. Breaking ball misses down low. 2-2 count. Waddell throws another ball here. They're going to start the runners. Breaking ball misses low and inside. You see Bob Musell swinging the bat on deck. So now it is 1-2. I should say 3-2. First and second. Runners will be off on contact here with 2 outs. Huge pitch from Waddell. Foul down the line. Keller turned it around, but way out in front. Puts it into the stands. So the runners will get a fresh start again. Fastball high. He blows him away. Rube Waddell fans Charlie Keller to end the 5th. Leave 2 men on. Waddell pumped up as he comes off the mound. Yankees threaten thanks to 2 Oakland errors, but they do not score. We head to the bottom of the 5th. We are midway through. Oakland holding on to a 3-2 lead. So here's Bill North leading off the bottom of the 5th. North 1 for 2, double in a run. Guidry at 69 pitches. First pitch to North, way inside. That one almost clipped him. Fastball inside, 1-0 the count. Get a feeling we're going to see a battle of the bullpens late in this one. Guidry's delivery. Popped up to first. Gehrig. It actually falls in front. Gehrig went to the base. That ball was kind of misread. Guidry, however, gets over there quickly, grabs it, and instead of flipping to Gehrig, just puts the tag on himself. So 1 down. Here's Ricky Henderson. Slider misses down and in. 1-0 the count. Fastball on the corner, 1-1. Here's the pitch from Guidry. Fastball misses way up high. So Guidry fighting it a little bit right now. That one misses down low. You see Jimmy Fox, double X, swinging it on deck. Hoping Henderson can get on base for a 3rd time ahead of him. Here's the pitch. High fastball, misses outside. Guidry's gotten that call before in this game. He rang Bordick up on that pitch. But Bordick is not Ricky Henderson. You will not get the same calls. Full count to Henderson. Ground ball up the middle. That one fielded by McDougal. Throw over to first. 2 men down.
The first baseman, number 3, Jimmy Fox.
So here comes Jimmy Fox. 2 men down. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Oakland holding a 3-2 lead. Guidry's first pitch. Misses down low. Slider in the dirt. 1-0 the count. Fly ball down the right side, tailing away foul. It'll end up in the stands. Judge will just watch it. 1-1. These, needless to say, figure to be 2 of the best teams in the American League when the Franchise Stars Baseball League does get rolling. Guidry now at 80 pitches. Again, I'm hoping for March 1st. It'll be sometime between March 1st and March 15th as Guidry pulls the string and Fox is way out in front of that one. Fan to end the inning. Good work there by Guidry, who has settled in nicely after the 1 bad inning. We head to the top of the 6th. A's 3, Yankees 2. So to the top of the 6th we go. Here's Bob Musial. Musial struck out and flew out. He is 0 for 2. Rube Waddell is at 84 pitches. They're going to see if they can stretch him out. Obviously, Waddell capable of a high pitch count, but how far he goes will largely depend on how he gets through this inning. He starts off with a ball low and inside to Musial, 1-0. Fastball misses low and away, 2-0. Other members of this A's rotation: Lefty Grove, Tim Hudson, Catfish Hunter. They'll probably then make a decision between Jack Coombs and Dave Stewart for that 5th spot. Little note on ratings, which are going to kind of play into things here. So guys, initial ratings are based on their career averages, the entirety of their career, their whatever their average numbers ended up as. Their potential is based on their peak 3 WAR seasons. If you have one really good season, if you have one season of, I guess it works out to be something over like a 6 or a 6.5. As Musial draws the leadoff walk here in the 6th to bring up Elston Howard. Howard 0 for 2. If you end up with a WAR over like 6 or 6.5, it might even be 7. But you'll get to an A potential. Potential is done in grades. It's not on a scale up to 100, but your potential in the 90s is an A, in the 80s is a B, in the 70s is a C, etc. You can be an A potential player, but if you're starting off, a guy who had a career season, I'm just throwing this name out there. I don't know his ratings off the top of my head. I'm not even sure he qualified for a team, but somebody like Cal Daniels, who had that one terrific season. I would guess Daniels probably is going to start out rated somewhere in the 70s. So he may have a potential of getting into low 90s because of that one great season. But I don't know, the odds of him reaching that are much different than a guy who starts off as a mid-80s player off the bat based on his career averages with an A potential. So that's particularly true with pitchers. You'll see some rotations when this league starts where it'll kind of be like, how is this guy starting over this guy? And it's going to kind of be a function of that. Once that secondary player who might be a point lower as Howard goes down looking, a point lower or 2 points lower on his rating at the start, as he gets closer to his potential, he's going to surpass the other player. So if you've got a guy who's a 77, but is probably going to top out at a 79 or 80, and you've got another guy who may start out at like a 75 or a 76, but has a potential of getting to 89 or 90, that second guy is going to start behind the first guy, but he will probably overtake him in a year or two, ratings-wise. So hopefully nobody gets kind of thrown by that. I keep on getting questions. When I post these rosters, and I put the note in the lead-in about what the 100-player pool is and what the 40-player, the 40 roster picked at random from that 100. I clearly say everybody will be coming in eventually. Just those remaining 60 guys will come in future draft classes, and without fail, every day or every other day, I got somebody messaging me, how is this guy not on the roster? That's so stupid. It's like, no, you didn't read. But such is the internet. So here's McDougal as Waddell gets to 100 pitches. So got to think this 6th is probably going to be it for him if he makes it through, as he misses up high and walks McDougal. So first and second now with one out. We'll see if the hook comes. It does not. Waddle's going to stay in, face Wade Conroy. And the Yankees did not get a good third base draw off the bat here. It's Conroy, Billy Johnson and Jerry Kenny. So that is for a group as deep as the Yankees. The third base not their best position, but even so, I mean, you could have had A-Rod, Nettles, Red Roll for Clete Boyer, and you walk out of there with those three. It's kind of like going in the thrift store. So first and second, one down. Conroy offers, holds up. They say he did not go around. 2-1 the count. Popped up on the infield. Bordick is under it. The infield fly rule will be in effect. Bordick puts it away for the second out, and that's a big one for Waddell. But they are going to leave him in. This is somewhat surprising. They're going to leave him in to face Jeter. Jeter 0 for 3. He reached on an error his last time up. 105 pitches, 2 men on. The tying run is on second base. Could have brought a righty in here. I don't believe they've shown a clip of any action in the Oakland bullpen, but there has to be some going on. One would think, anyway. 1-0 pitch coming. Inside, lined out to left, but it's going to hang. Jeter hit it well, but right at Henderson, who puts it away. Waddell makes it through 6, maintains the lead, and the side is retired. We head to the bottom of the 6th, Oakland holding on to that 3-2 lead. Both sides with 5 hits. Here's Mark McGwire. McGwire 1 for 1 with a single and an RBI. He's also walked. I believe he's walked twice. First pitch from Guidry. Just up high on the tall McGwire. I believe he is 6'6", if I remember right. 6'5", 6'6", something like that. Slider misses away. Guidry behind McGwire 2-0. Fly ball, hit well, center field. Williams going back at the wall. Leaps, can't come up with it. It's out of here. Home run, Mark McGwire. Straight center field. And McGwire gives the A's an insurance run they'll certainly appreciate, as Oakland's lead stretches out to 4-2. So Guidry fell behind him 2-0. Served up a bit of a cookie there, and McGwire deposits it over the wall in center. 408 feet. See the exit velocity, 103.6, for those who care about such things. That's going to end Guidry's day. So Guidry, who after giving up the 3 runs earlier on, after the second or the third, that was really his only bad inning of the game. He had settled in pretty nicely then. But now that McGwire takes him deep, that'll be it for him. Here comes Eddie Lopat. Lefty comes on. A's now have a 4-2 lead. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Lopat will work the home run Baker. Baker 1 for 2. Breaking ball chopped up the middle. McDougal charges. Has it. Throws to first. 1 man down. I have to admit, I do have to laugh at the fact that Wally Pipp was taken on this initial 40-man roster for the Yankees along with Lou Gehrig. Wally Pipp will have nightmares about Gehrig. Stepping in here, Reggie Jackson, 0 for 2. Breaking ball swung on and missed by a mile. Ramiro Mendoza and Chad Green throwing in the Yankees bullpen. Another breaking ball misses well inside. That almost hits Reggie. 1-1 the count. Breaking ball over the plate. 1-2. Lopat delivers. Jackson stays with it. fouls it off down the left field line. Able to fight that one off. Fastball on the outside corner. No, just missed. Just missed. I thought it got it. 2-2 the count. Another one. That one does miss. Wally Shang waits on deck for Oakland. Full count here to Reggie as Low Pat faces him. Jackson, high fly ball on the right. In foul ground. Judge over by the stands. He looks like he'll have a play. And he puts it away for the second out. Weird having the outfielders get over there near the bullpen. That would be a fluke injury. I wonder if that injury ever happened. Like a player getting hit by a pitched ball from the bullpen in one of these fields where the bullpen is down the baselines. Wally Shang, ground ball in the third with Conroy. I believe that's his first play of the game. Conroy throws it over to Gehrig, and the side is retired. But McGuire goes deep off of Guidry to center. Second home run. I should say, no, not the second home run for the A's. I'm sorry. The only other home run was Gehrig. But regardless, Oakland takes a 4-2 lead as we start the seventh. Waddell at 107 pitches is going to start this inning. Facing Bernie Williams. Interesting decision. I like the sticking with the starters thing, though. I was hoping that some high staminas for the old-time guys would lead to that, so I'm glad to see it paying off to a degree. Pitch misses away. You know, still one of the reasons I do these test games, tinker with sliders and check if there's ratings I'll have to adjust across the board. Ground ball pulled foul. One of the reasons I do everything I do formula-based is because it makes fixing things easier. You know, if I do everything with a formula, I come up with formulas for all these ratings. As this one is popped up, Fox underneath it puts it away for the first out. You know, if I do everything in a formula, I can just say, okay, well, all of these guys, their speed is a little too high, or K ratings for old-time pitchers are a little bit too low with this formula, or something like that. It just makes it very easy to kind of look for problems and fix them, as opposed to just, off the top of my head, this guy seems like he should be an 87 and, you know, velocity or whatever. It's, you know, I try to do things a bit more nuanced than that, partly because for one thing, I love doing it. I love stats. I love number crunching. I love building these leagues and creating formulas and all that kind of stuff to make it the most accurate things possible. I've used this analogy before. I've referenced it in speaking with my kids, and they were like, "Oh, why do you put so much time into like creating these things?" And I told them, like, for me, it's like my Minecraft. My kids aren't into Minecraft that much anymore, but they used to be really into it, you know, when they were a little bit younger. And like for me, this is my Minecraft. Like, I'm building this world, and I want it to be the best world possible. Strike there called, full count on Gehrig. We'll see. If Waddell is able to go through the seventh, it will be interesting to see if the A's go to Raleigh Fingers for a 6-out save, or if they try to bring somebody in to bridge the gap. It'll also be interesting to see if the insurance run on the McGuire home run in the sixth had any impact on what they decide there. Gehrig fouls it off, hanging in tough. Waddell, tough enough to hit for anybody, particularly a lefty, even of Gehrig's caliber. And that one, fastball, misses off the outside corner. 119 pitches, the count for Waddell now. Here's Aaron Judge. Oakland playing with fire here. I feel like leaving Waddell in. 1 out, Gehrig on first. Judge, tapper. Fielded. It was actually in the air, so Gehrig had to hold up to see if it was going to be caught. Kind of ends up in no man's land. Waddell fields it, throws to second to cut down the lead runner. Somewhat fortuitous result there for the A's. Gehrig just he had no choice. There was nothing he could possibly do there. So 2 men down. Judge is now on first. Here's Charlie Keller. Keller 1 for 3. Doubled back in the second. Breaking ball misses away, 1-0. Delivery from Waddell. Swung on and missed, 1-1. I give all the old-time guys who didn't wear uniform numbers high numbers just so that they don't take an appropriate number from somebody. So you'll see a lot of the 1900s and 10s guys, with numbers in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Swung on and missed. That's a terrific pitch from Waddell. Strikes him out, gets through 7. Up at 124 pitches, I believe will be, I got to believe that will be the final count. So bottom of the 7th we go. Here's Bert Campaneris. Campaneris has grounded out twice. Lopat stays in for the Yankees. He came in for Guidry after the McGuire home run in the bottom of the 6th. Down to first base, line drive, low one picked by Gehrig on the fly. Campaneris has tried to go the other way a couple of times. Gehrig has stopped him both times. So here's Mike Bordick. Bordick's 0 for 2. Lopat delivers with the knuckleball. Falls in there for the first pitch strike. That one, ground ball to second, McDougal. Throw on to first. Gets him for the second out. So Lopat making quick work of the A's here in the bottom of the 7th. Trying to keep this a reachable game with Oakland up 2. Here's Bill North. North 1 for 3 with a double. That one is in there for a strike. Fastball, ground ball to short. Jeter has it. Throw over to first. Gets him in the side, is retired. So fine work by Lopat in the bottom of the 7th. Musial, Howard, and McDougal scheduled up for the Yankees as we head to the top of the 8th. Oakland holds on to a 4-2 lead. So Justin Duscher will come in, replacing Rube Waddell. Waddell on the day goes 7 innings, throws 124 pitches, grinds it out. His only blemish, a bomb from Lou Gehrig. Here's Bob Musial. Duscher, that big curveball in there for a strike. Raleigh Fingers is throwing in the Oakland bullpen. And just a terrific draw for the A's. They didn't get Eckersley as well, because that Fingers-Eckersley setup closer combination would have been rather devastating. Fastball up high. Musial swings underneath it. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung over the top of it. Duscher fans him to start off the bottom of the 8th. Here's Elston Howard. Howard 0 for 3. Struck out his last time up. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. Howard has just seemed completely off balance all day. Ground ball down the third base line. Diving stop. Home run Baker. Long throw gets him. Frank Baker. Terrific play down at third to rob Elston Howard. Great break on that ball by Baker. Good quick release. Baker does not have a great arm, but he got rid of that ball quickly to the slow-footed Elston Howard. Gets him for the second out. That shot lined out to right. Jackson puts it away, and the side is retired. So fine job by Duckshare, although he did, of course, get help from Frank Baker. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Henderson, Fox, McGuire trying to stretch the A's lead. They lead at 4-2. Here's Henderson. Henderson 2 for 3. Single RBI, run scored. Lopat staying in for the Yankees. He breezed through the last inning. Spitball misses outside. I gotta double check that if Lopat, if he threw a legitimate screwball, or if that's what we kind of used to sub in for a spitball. Because they obviously don't have a spitball in the game. So I have to improvise a little bit. 1-1 the count. Misses down low. In the dirt, 2-1. Last thing Lopat wants to do is walk Henderson here. Fly ball out to left. Doesn't have much distance. Muzel, under it, puts it away, 1 man down.
The first baseman, number 3, Jimmy.
So here's Jimmy Fox. Fox 0 for 2 with a walk. He also scored a run. Back in that 3-run third inning. That one misses, 1-0. Lopat trying to get location on that. Breaking ball. Fox holds up, misses down low, 2-0 the count. Fastball misses high and away. So Lopat behind, Fox 3-0. McGuire looms on deck. McGuire homered for the insurance run for Oakland, his last time up in the bottom of the 6th. That one, fastball, little above the belt, gets the call. 3-1 count here as Lopat works to Fox. That one misses up high, ball 4. So 1 out base runner for Oakland here in the bottom of the 8th. Fox is on, that brings up McGuire. McGuire 2 for 2, pair of RBIs. RBI single earlier on. Home run his last time up. Fouls that one back. 0-1 the count. Breaking ball misses away. So the third first baseman, if you were wondering, for the A's is Harry Davis. Harry Davis, a very solid player. McGuire taps it back to the mound. There'll be no play at second. Their only play will be at first to retire him as Fox moves up to second. Second out is picked up. So Harry Davis just gets stuck being behind Fox and McGuire. So here's home run Baker. Frank Baker 1 for 3, single and an RBI. Had a fine play at third to rob Elston Howard in the top half of this inning. First pitch in there for a called strike. That one just about the same spot, but that one is called the ball. 1-1 the count. Misses outside, 2-1. Fox not going anywhere. Fastball misses down low. Reggie Jackson. Double donut on the bat as he swings in the on-deck circle. Foul ball towards the stands and left. Expansive foul territory, to say the least, out here in Oakland. Full count. Lopat ready to deal again. Baker, line shot, robbed. Win Conroy. Nice job by Conroy. A leaping grab to rob Frank Baker and potentially save a run. Nice job there by Conroy. We head to the top of the ninth. Here comes Raleigh Fingers. I need to edit him, actually, because that should say 0 years pro. And 22 years old. So apparently I did not adjust the age for Raleigh, or I accidentally moved the Legends version of him into the Oakland roster. Breaking ball misses away. The A's were one of the first couple of teams I did. So when I first started doing this, I was like, oh, I'll put the Legends in there for placeholders for now. But after I did like 5 or 6 teams, I started just replacing them, as I was doing the teams rather than worrying about going back. So the A's are one of those teams that probably still has a couple of Legends versions from MLB The Show rather than, a user created one that either I or somebody else did in his place. 2-1, Conroy leading things off here. Shot back to the mound, Fingers feels it. Throw to first, 1 man down. So here's Jeter. Jeter 0 for 4. Lined out his last time up. Did reach on an error. Nice slider there from Fingers in for a called strike. Another good slider, another one that Jeter just looks at going past him. So Jeter in a hole, as he has been much of the day at the plate. He's been very passive. Fly ball out to right. Chases a slider away. Jackson under it, and the A's 1 out away from wrapping up a good victory here against the Yankees. But this Yankees lineup certainly isn't dead until the last out. Here's Bernie Williams. Williams 1 for 4, singled, scored one of the Yankees' 2 runs. He scored ahead of Gehrig on the homer. Fingers trying to make sure that Gehrig doesn't get another crack as the tying run. Sinker misses away, 2-0 the count. Ground ball to third. Baker. Throw to first, and it's over Fox's head. Goes to the dugout. Williams rounds first, goes to second. So Frank Baker, who made that terrific play to Rob Elston Howard before, throws away what should have been the final out. And now, that will bring up Lou Gehrig as the tying run. Gehrig already with a home run in this game. It also makes the insurance run, with Bernie Williams out there at second in scoring position, the insurance run from the McGuire home run, all the more important. You see Gehrig 1 for 2. He's also walked. He hit that 2-run shot back in the 3rd inning. Fingers ahead of him 0-1 here. Slider ties Gehrig up. So Fingers ahead of him 0-2. Wicked slider there from Raleigh. Crowd in Oakland on their feet. Here's the pitch. Misses away, 1-2. Fingers delivers, misses away. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Misses inside, so after getting ahead 0-2, Fingers is now throwing 3 straight balls. It's a full count. Aaron Judge looms on deck. He would be the lead run. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Down the third base line. Count is still full. Bernie Williams at second, 2 men down. 4-2 Oakland here in the ninth. Here's the pitch. Fouled off again. So Gehrig hanging in there. Fingers throwing him an assortment. An array of sinkers and sliders. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. Gehrig swings, but it gets by Shang. Shang goes back. Throw to first. Just in time. And an exciting end to this one. Gehrig strikes out, but almost reaches. What a disaster that would have been for Oakland. So the A's show some defensive blemishes in this one, but ultimately come out with the victory. Your final line score, 4 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors for Oakland, 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Yankees. Home runs, Gehrig for the Yankees, McGuire for Oakland. Rube Waddell takes the win. Ron Guidry gets the loss. Raleigh Fingers picks up the save. So if this one is any indication of how this league is going to go, we're going to have a heck of a lot of fun with this. You see that great play by Frank Baker. They won't show the error. They do show the pitch getting past Wally Shang, though. Shang retreats, barely gets Gehrig. That was a close play at first. Check out some final results there. Again, Gehrig with the home run. Bernie Williams 1 for 5. Gil McDougald 1 for 3 with an RBI. Aaron Judge goes 1 for 4 for Oakland. McGuire, a pair of hits. Home run. Also had a single. Scored a run. Drove in 2. Gets player of the game honors. Ricky Henderson 2 for 4. RBI also scored a run. Bill North 1 for 4. With a double, Jimmy Fox 0 for 2, but does score a run during that 3-run third inning. So that will wrap things up here. Guidry pitched a little bit better than that line indicates, I feel like. Rube Waddell, 7 innings, 5 hits, 9 strikeouts, 4 walks, 2 runs, again 124 pitches for Waddell. So that is a wrap. I thank you guys for joining me, for checking this out. I will do a few more of these, but we are getting close. I got 2 teams of ratings left to enter, and then it's just fine-tuning stuff before this league gets rolling. I also got to post a bunch more of the rosters, so if there's anyone in particular that you want me to post that I have not posted yet, please kindly let me know. Check out the Facebook page and give a like and a follow there. Subscribe here if you haven't. Thank you guys again. Be good to each other, and we'll talk soon.